Gotta stay hydrated. I also want it to stay cold. I brought along my... Oh. It's not all gonna fit. There's a cure for that. Rambling Ted here. Today we're heading to Fordyce, Arkansas. A place I used to play at a long time ago when I was in a band, a blues band. And I never knew this, but we're going to go check out a place where the Rolling Stones, well, two of the Rolling Stones, were sort of arrested. Anyway, kind of neat little bit of Arkansas history from 1975 that I found out about and I'd never heard of before, so I decided I'd go check it out. I think the restaurant, according to Google Maps and Google Earth, is still there. It's not open anymore, but it's still there. If it were open, I would be eating there. But anyway, gonna head on down the road. Got a couple hour drive ahead of us. Join me. Show you. Ooh, those don't crush very well. Sorry, Adam. On July 4th of 1975, the Rolling Stones played a concert in Memphis. And I'm guessing Mick and the drummer, whose name escapes me at the moment, even though it shouldn't, flew to Dallas. That was their next concert, and they had an off day. And one of the managers convinced Ron Wood and Keith Richards to see part of the South and drive through the Delta of Arkansas. So they rented a yellow 1975 Caprice and jumped in that thing and took off. And when they got to Fordyce at about, I guess, 3 o'clock or so, 2 o'clock, they stopped at the Fordyce Diner, which was in operation until just not long ago, and ate dinner and drew quite a crowd. And apparently had a really good time there. Keith Richards had a steak. I can't remember what Ron Wood had. I think they talked him into biscuits and gravy, which he'd never had, and he was kind of amazed. But we're getting rain. But they left there, and when they left there, there's some discrepancy about exactly where they were stopped, but they got pulled over by the Fordyce Police Department. And of course, they did the whole I smell marijuana thing, and used that as probable cause to pull them out of their car. They impounded the car, took Ron Wood, and they had two other people with them. They had a road manager, I think, with them, someone else. Well, they found no marijuana in the car, but in a briefcase that belonged to one of the managers, they did find a small amount of coke. So they took him to jail. They impounded the car, kept him there for quite a while. So we'll go by the Fordyce Diner, and we'll go by where the courthouse is. I don't think they ever actually went into the jail. I think they kept him in the courthouse, and it became just a publicity thing for them. I mean, they kind of laughed it off. It cost them some money, but man, this rain came out of nowhere. I knew it was going to rain today, but this is coming down pretty good. But yeah, they just kind of laughed it off. When we get there, I'll show you a couple places. Hopefully the Fordyce Diner is still actually there. I wish someone would buy it and reopen it. It was a neat diner. But yeah, pretty cool little Arkansas history. All right, I'm gonna shut up and drive now since it's raining so hard. Came out of the rain, and thanks to the John Hyatt song I was just listening to, Charlie Watts was the drummer for the Rolling Stones. He actually said it in the song, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot that, because I'm kind of a Rolling Stones fan, but sometimes I have the little old brain farts and just can't make it. Oh, look, the famous Red River. Every time I cross the Red River, I'm reminded of the scene in the movie Six Pack where the kid says, "Our truck's floating away in the Red River." Kind of funny. After watching that movie enough times, I realized that they're probably supposed to be somewhere around here, around Texarkana, when that happens. I think it was all filmed in Georgia, though. I don't think they filmed any of it here. But that's where they're supposed to be at when he meets those kids. Great movie if you haven't seen it. I highly recommend the movie Six Pack. If only for the fact that that was the movie that made me fall in love with Diane Lane. Oh, still in love with Diane Lane. So Diane Lane, if you happen to be a viewer of my channel or anything, I'm single. That's all I'm saying. I'm a single man. Call me. Well, here we are. The Fordyce Restaurant. Established in 1967. Now it's empty and for sale by owner. You can go on Google Earth and actually look at the inside of this place when it was still open. But this is where Ron Wood, Keith Richards, and a couple of other people involved with the Rolling Stones in 1975 came in here and ate. And they apparently drew quite a crowd because the Rolling Stones were extremely popular back then. They're still popular. But they were really popular in those days. I don't know if we can look inside. Still looks the same. There's a lunch counter. Neat. The waitress talked Ronnie Wood into covering his fries with white gravy, which he really enjoyed. And by all accounts, they were really friendly. People were getting autographs signed and everything, but I'm guessing that somebody let the police know that a famous rock band was in town. So just a little while after they left here, they got pulled over. Now, funnily enough, funnily, is that a word? Funnily? The son of the owner of this restaurant had left here and gone to Memphis hoping to see any of the Rolling Stones there at their hotel and stuff and get autographs and stuff. He never in a million years imagined that they would rent a yellow 75 Chevy Caprice and be driving through his town and stop at his family's restaurant. So he missed them, which is just, apparently that guy has the exact same kind of luck I do. But anyway, there's not a lot to see here. Like I said, if you go on Google Earth, you can see this place. And you can actually see the original sign, which was, they painted a copy of the sign on there, but the original sign was looked like that, but it was shaped just like that and had like neon on it and stuff. Pretty cool looking. But yeah, this is it. This is the Fordyce Restaurant. This is where Ron Wood and Keith Richards stopped in Fordyce, Arkansas, and had dinner. And by all accounts, had a great time here with people. People were getting autographs signed, and they caused a commotion. And really seemed to enjoy the food, apparently. So I'm going to go down now to downtown Fordyce and look at the courthouse where they were. I don't think they were ever actually booked in and arrested and lawfully booked into the jail there. But it's kind of a circus. You can find a lot about it online. It's kind of interesting stuff. This is what life's about, man. See that? You don't find this stuff off the interstate. You gotta take the back roads for all this stuff. It's the Dallas County Courthouse here in Fordyce, Arkansas. This is where two of the Rolling Stones and two of their companions were brought. Now the Stones had no marijuana. That used to be pretty much a catch-all. I've been stopped and told that they smell marijuana. I don't smoke it. Never was a big smoker of it. Never carried it in my car back when I did. So, but anyway, this is where they got brought to. Now, one of the guys that was with them, one of their managers or associates, did have some coke briefcase. And Keith Richards had a hunting knife on him that was above the legal size. So they got brought here and had to call their lawyers in, and everything got straightened out. It took a while, though. I believe they were kept here till almost midnight, and that would have been, they played in Memphis on the 4th, so this would have been July 5th, so not 51 years ago, right? 75, so just right almost exactly 51 years. But they were brought here, and kept here until they got everything straightened out. Apparently Ron Wood, there was a confiscated bicycle inside the courthouse, and Ronnie Wood hopped on this thing and was riding it up and down the halls while they were waiting. They kind of gave a press conference. They mugged for the cameras. It was kind of a good-natured kind of thing that happened to them, really. And they managed to catch a flight out of the airport near here and made it to Dallas for their show the next day in time. So it's pretty funny. It's kind of a neat thing, man. There's some weird stuff that happens in places you wouldn't believe, but kind of a nice looking courthouse there. Nice looking little town. There's some cool stuff that I saw online that I'm gonna take you around and show you, because Fordyce is it's a nice looking little town. Very, very small town, Americana looking place. Ordinarily I would walk around, but with the way I've been handling the heat here lately, I'll probably drive down and show you around some stuff. And I saw something passing here. It's a grocery store, a big grocery store called the Mad Butcher, and I'm going to do some checking because I think something pretty awful happened there. I think there was a shooting there here just a couple years ago, and if that's the case, I'll stop by there and look at that too. Yeah, I'm going to go down here and go to this little park that I saw online that's really, really kind of cool looking. But yep, that's where Keith Richards and Ron Wood were for yeah, they kept him there for several hours because they were pulled over about 3 o'clock and they didn't get out of here till almost midnight. So yeah, they spent some time in there. You would think they'd have a sign or something about it, but no, nothing. Probably the most famous people to ever come through this little town. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of big name country artists have been through here. But in '75, the Rolling Stones were about the biggest thing on the planet. They were huge. They're still huge. They're still going. They've got to be in their 80s now. Because, I mean, they're at least 20 years older than I am. So, and I am getting real close to knocking on the door of 60. So, yeah. Alright. Let's head down to this little park thing I found. Side entrance right there, which I'm sure is probably the entrance the police car would have pulled up to. And that they would have went through. Kind of cool. Clock tower up there. Seems to be working though. Is that a lightning rod? Now here's something funny. When I looked at this online, this was not a fountain. It was covered, and it was had rocks in it in the form of a peace sign. I'll see if I can find a picture online to show you. But it looks like they got it going as a fountain again. And I'll tell you, I've never been to a little city park where they had pillows out on the benches. 2 of them over there. Are those on that wall? Are they petunias? Oh, some forlorn Christmas decorations left behind. Don't worry, it's only about 5 more months and you'll get put up again. Trust me. Won't be long. Hopefully the sun won't bleach you out too badly. Nice little Veterans Memorial they have here. He developed Admiral James Jack Thatch, a native of Fordyce, the World War II naval air ace. He developed a flight pattern that was later named Thatch Weave. The flight pattern helped the USA to win the Battle of Midway in World War II. See, you don't find this on the interstate, people. You've got to hit those back roads, drive through America. There's a lot of beauty, and you don't need to be in a hurry everywhere you go. Just take time and read these names and honor these people. There's a J.C. Stone. Maybe a relation, I don't know. Interesting though. Really interesting stuff.
It is hot out here. Oh, Lord. It's only 90, but that sun is beaten down. Like I said, I'm not handling the heat like I used to anymore at all. But I feel a lot better than I did a few weeks ago. It was a little bit rough a few weeks back. Like I said, I hit the breaking point a couple weeks back standing. It was hotter than this. It was hot that day. And I instantly felt very, very ill. Not well at all. The battle, but I'm feeling a lot better. Battle of Marks and Mills. Tried to ambush. Here, I'll just turn this around and let you read it. How's that? Interesting history. 2,700 men in the Camden Expedition. I've noticed on the highway I've been on to get here, there's a lot of Camden Expedition signs, so I guess that highway follows the Camden Expedition. Pretty interesting. I guess this is the front side. I should have read this first, but I do everything the wrong way. Poison Spring does not sound like a place you'd want to be. No wonder they lost a supply train. It's called Poison Spring. You stay away from there. Pine Bluff. Now, I have a story about playing a gig in Pine Bluff. The only gig I've ever played where when we were loading out in the alley in the back, guys stood guard back there with AR-15s. That was a rough, rough one, let me tell you. Pine Bluff's a little rough. Very interesting looking architecture on that building, and apparently there's a barbecue place inside it. I don't think they're open though. Not a lot looks open today. Today is Sunday, July the 12th. I do like the architecture. Sign says there's no dining in, takeout only. Grand opening coming soon. I don't feel like eating in my car, so I guess they are disqualified.
Disqualified! Disqualified!
Right across the street there is Red Bug Alley, named for the hometown Heroes high school football team. Pretty interesting little alley. Looks like there used to be a drive-through there. Maybe that was a bank where that jewelry store is. That's a jewelry store. That's a jewelry store. Probably one. Then there's the Gentle Touch jewelry store, which is the strangest name for a jewelry store I think I've ever seen. But what do I know? I'm no marketing expert. Okay, not a lot to see. I'm going to go back to my car, do a little check-in and see if that grocery store that I was looking at is the actual spot I'm thinking of. I think it is. You don't forget a grocery store named the Mad Butcher too easily. And I'm pretty sure there was some news about this back in the back a few years back. So do a little check. So far, everyone I've encountered here in this little town of Fordyce, Arkansas is extremely friendly. Not a lot going on, of course. It's Sunday. If I would have come yesterday, and I wanted to come yesterday, but I kept getting stalled by things, and I tend to take that as a sign when it happens that maybe I shouldn't head this way yesterday. So I didn't. I went ahead and went grocery shopping and got a few things done around my place, and now I'm here. Sometimes life throws you curveballs, and you just cannot do what you want to do. I guess you'd say you can't always get what you want. If you're in the market for a hickey, I guess that's the place to go. It appears that Jesus is watching you though, so might not be the best idea. Now here's just a random couch with no cushions. In the park over there they've got cushions, but here they don't. It's just a random couch. Well, that's a pull-out sleeper couch. Whew. Looky there. Yeah, all right. Oh, that's one of those 70s cool, man, my friend Phoebe would love that if it were not broken. It's got a broke leg, though. Darn it. All right. You get back in the old ride. That's definitely a 70s color, too. Look at that. I mean, that gold. Oh, man, things used to be colorful. Now all cars are black or gray or white. Houses are painted gray. I don't get that, man. Why are you going to paint your house gray? My car is at least blue. It's such a dark blue, it's almost black, but it's blue. So I did a little bit of Googling, and see right there. I was correct. It is the Mad Butcher. This gentleman, well, I won't call him a gentleman, but he apparently snapped. They never gave a reason for what he did, but he killed 4 people and attempted to murder another 11. I believe most of it took place here in this parking lot. He got 220 years without the possibility of parole. I'm not going to say his name. You can read it. I don't. Anyway. Yeah, I remember seeing this kind of unfolded live on Facebook. People were putting up videos as it was happening, and it was pretty bad. It was I don't understand why a person would do what he did. That's just crazy. How much do you hate yourself that you want to harm other people? I don't get it. Just, if you hate yourself that much, hurt yourself. Don't. And he just looks like a piece of crap. I'm sorry, I try and stay positive, but there's nothing positive about that man. But yeah, this is it right here. I wonder if there's a guy, I won't call him a friend, but he's a YouTube guy, and that I've spoken to a few times on his videos. Anyway, his name's Lamont. He does Lamont at Large and Lamont on the Run. And Lamont at Large, he does a lot of videos about things like this, and he does a good job. He goes into detail. He knows his stuff, and he travels all around the country. And I wonder if he's ever come here and done one about this. I might have to tag him and see if maybe he, next time he's coming through Arkansas. He stopped in Texarkana once and did one on the Phantom Killer, which was pretty good. But yeah, this is where that happened. A terrible, terrible day. It was about 2 years ago. I remember it well. I remember it on Facebook, and I remember looking at the news articles about it. And I guess he just snapped. I don't understand why you would do things like that. It makes no sense to me. If you're that miserable with the world, just I don't know, just remove yourself from it. Don't remove other people that have nothing to do with your problems from the world. That makes no sense. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna end this video here. If I run into anything on the way back home, I will I'll definitely stop somewhere else, because I can't end on a sad note. So there's definitely going to be something I stop and that's interesting to look at. But I hope you liked the Rolling Stone stuff. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know about this. I just saw a thing about it like last week, and I was kind of surprised because it was the anniversary of it. I guess it was July 5th. But so yeah, I'm gonna. Man, I might go down. There's a Pizza Hut down the road that looks like an old school Pizza Hut. And it doesn't say it's a Pizza Hut classic, but it looks like it does have a dine-in. And I may go in there and eat me a personal pan pizza. Sounds kind of good. I don't know. It's too hot for pizza, though. I don't know. I'll find something cool, though. Wouldn't you rather be driving on this than the interstate? I know I would. A lot of people love the interstate because you can get places so fast, but you just don't see the beauty of our country that way. You see some stuff, but I don't know. It's the back roads for me, man. It's the highways and the county roads and
It's slower, but it's far more peaceful. Far, far more peaceful. Way more beautiful. And as you can see, there's no traffic. I love it when there's no traffic. I also don't understand why when I go around a corner, my camera thinks, I guess the gyro in it freaks out and it goes, oh, I'm going to go crooked on you. But whatever. I think I might stop in Hope. Hope is up here. I don't know. I've achieved my goal for the day, so now I'm just cruising. Stopped in Hope, Arkansas for a little snack. Now heading back, and I'm running into rain again. And it seems to be a slow-moving storm. I saw some lightning ahead, so it could get interesting. It's been a good drive, though. It's been a good day, and that's all we can really ask for at the end, is a good day. That's all we really need. And it stopped raining. See? It's been a good day. Everybody coming my way seems to have their headlights on, which tells me it is probably pouring down rain up ahead. I got a text message from my friend Phoebe a while ago, and she said it started raining there in Texarkana about 2 o'clock, and it's been raining ever since. So it's a slow-moving storm. I think I passed through it on the way there, and now I think I'm catching up to it again. So it's got to be moving pretty slow. I know when I came through it the first time, it was dumping a lot of water. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's raining. It is coming down pretty hard. It's worse in real life than it looks on the camera, believe it or not. So yeah, definitely windy, rainy, and I'm going to go ahead and put this camera down and drive. Well, that was kind of rough for a minute. It seems to have slowed down some now, but man, that was kind of wild for a second. Lots of lightning, thunder, rain. Not fun, but anyway, I think I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to make it home here in just a few minutes. It's Sunday. I'm going to try and get this video up tonight, hopefully. And thank you guys for joining me on this little adventure. Something I kind of wanted to check out ever since I learned about it. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you who follow me. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. My plan is to get back out there and do more on the road videos. I actually enjoy taking the scenic route and doing this out of town stuff. It costs me money, and I don't make it back. But to me, it's an investment. Someday, maybe I will make it back. Maybe I'll start turning a profit off this little venture. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. It costs nothing to be nice. It costs very little to get out and see cool things. Stay on the back roads. Make sure your car has good tires. And keep your windshield clean. That's my big advice for everybody who drives around in the rain. There's a lot of reasons for keeping your car clean. And one of them is that in the rain, you can see a lot better. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for being here. Ramblin' Ted, out.